This video will show you how to do the Calculus Applications Calculator skills for first quarter. So the first skill is to start and save a new document. And I'm going to go to the calculator. So in this home screen menu, we have one is new document. So I'm going to hit one, and it gives me a list of different pages I can add. I want to add a graph page, so I'm going to hit 2. So now I'm going to save this document and name it. So I'm going to go Control Save is the easiest way to do that. And I'm going to name this document Flan 2. So we get the notification that it's saving, and now I've got the document name up here. So start and save a new document. Name the first name of the student. I didn't name it, I named it my nickname, but we've done that. Start a new problem within a document. So I'll go back to the calculator. So this is problem 1, page 1. So I'm going to go to the document key, and I've got a menu there. I want to go to 4 for insert, and then problem. And I also get the same menu about which page I want to add. I want to do a calculator or a graph page as well. So I've now started a new problem within a document. Graph a function on a graph page within a document. So I'm going to actually put in a quartic function. So I'm going to go x plus 6 times parenthesis x plus 4, then parenthesis x minus 2, and then parenthesis x minus 6. So if I multiply this all out, I get x to the 4th, and I should have a U-shaped overall. So I'm going to have a overall U-shape coming from the upper left, then go exiting at the upper right. So I'm going to hit enter. And if I want to see all of the loops, I'm going to have to change my windows. So I'm going to go Menu, 4 for Window Zoom, 1 for Window Settings. I like my X window, so the only thing I'm going to change there is X Scale, which is just how often the calculator puts a tick mark. So here I'm going to go negative 1,000 to positive 1,000, and I'm going to put a tick mark every 100. So I get a fairly nice picture there. So it's overall U-shaped, and I'm going through the x-axis at negative 6, negative 4, positive 2, and positive 6. So let's see if we can check that off. Start a new page within a problem, or start a graph a function. Start a new page within a problem. So I'm going to go Control, and above the Documents key is plus page. So that adds a page, and I want a calculator page. So now I'm in problem 2, page 2. And if I click the var key, which stands for variables, I see that I've got one variable defined within problem 2. This icon tells me that it's a function variable, and it's named F1. So start a new page within a problem. Now we're going to evaluate a function stored in a graph page for an x value within a calculator page. Long thing, but all we have to do is go var, enter, paste the F1 and the parentheses in, and I'm going to pick 2. And it says f at 2 is 0, so that's an x coordinate and a y coordinate. I could go to another. So f at 2 is also 0, f at 3, negative 189. So we can go back and say that we've evaluated a function, take a derivative of a function stored in a graph. So we're going to go to the palette OMath, go to the first derivative icon there. My variable is going to be x. Tab is the easy, efficient way to move between rectangles in a template. Then I'm going to go var, select F1, and then put x in as the variable and hit enter. So that is my first derivative of my function. So we can click that one off, or check that one off. Solve an equation using the solve function. So I'm going to go menu, 3 for algebra, and then 1 for solve. So I'm going to go grab that first derivative, set it equal to 0, then say comma x to tell the calculator that I'm solving for the variable x. I hit enter, and I get 3 solutions. Now I think that those may have more digits in the solutions, and they do. So I'm going to go scroll through all of that, get to the first solution, and then highlight it. So negative 5.11 plus some more stuff. I'm going to highlight it and hit enter. Highlight it and hit enter. So it's now brought down to the entry area. Now I'm going to go control. Above the var key it says STO and a little right arrow. That's the store command. I'm going to store that number with all those digits into the letter A. This one I'm going to highlight. Hit enter to bring it down. Store B. And the last one, highlight that with all the digits, enter, store C. So solve an equation using the solve function. We've done that. Then we actually jumped ahead to number 10, store a number in a variable. So we've done that. I'm now going to go back to the calculator, and to move between pages, I'm going to go control left arrow. So now I'm back in the original graph page. So I'm going to go menu, 5 for trace, and then graph trace. The x value that comes up originally will be right in the middle of the window. So right now it's at x equals 0, y equals 288. So I can put any number I want in there. So if I put in 1, so the x equals 1 popped up, enter. So when x equals 1, y equals 175. So I have those numbers stored where the first derivative equals 0. So now I'm saying x equals a. And it pops over here to this valley. So the function has a horizontal tangent right there at negative 5.11, negative 78. If I enter B, now I'm up at this peak, so negative 0.7, really negative 0.8, 317. There's a horizontal tangent there, and C, enter. So now I'm at this valley, 4.11, negative 335. So I'll go back to my checklist, use trace and graph trace within a graph page. So we've done that. So now we're going to take a second derivative of a function directly and take the nth derivative of a function directly. So back to the calculator, go control right arrow to get to page 2. So I'm going to go palette OMath, click over to the right, and this means take the second derivative with the variable x, And I'm going to put in f of x again. So I have more variables, f of x. So that's the second derivative of my function. So I'm going to go ahead and go menu 3, solve, grab that, set it equal to 0, solve for x. And those are my zeros of the second derivative. So there's all the digits. I'll grab that one. So store D and grab this one. Store E. Then I'm going to go back to my graph, and I've got this cursor here, so I'm still in the trace mode. So I'm going to go D, enter, and that is a point of inflection of my original function. Concave up here, concave down. Right there at negative 3.25, I'm changing concavity from positive to negative. And if I put in E, that's my other point of inflection. Negative concavity here, positive here. It's changing right there at about 2.25. And then we took the second derivative directly. Now take an nth derivative of a function directly. So I'm going to go back to the calculator page, palette of math, click one more to the right, and now I'm down here. So I can now take the derivative with respect to x. So let's take the third derivative. And make sure I get f1 of x. So there's the third derivative. Now since it's a quartic function, if I go take the fifth derivative, I should be at 0. So there, the fifth derivative is 0, and the fourth derivative would be the constant 24. So checking back through our checklist, we've covered everything. Take the nth derivative of a function directly, we've done that. And just one last item. A lot of times students ask me, how do I get rid of all of these variables? Well, you really don't have to. If I want a clean slate, I just go doc, 4 for insert, 1 for a new problem, and I'm going to add a calculator page. Aha, clean slate. And that concludes this video.